Om Namah Shivaya, Om Namah Shivaya. 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 Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Namah Shivaya. Om Sahana Bhavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Saha Viryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavaditamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Sadashivasamarambam Sankaracharya Madhyamam Asmadacharya Paryantam Vande Guru Paramparam. Narayanam Padmabhavam Vasishtam शक्तिं च तत्पुत्रपराशरं च व्यासं शुकं गौडपादं महान्तं गोविन्दयोगीन्द्रमतस्य शिष्यं श्रीशङ्कराचार्यमतस्य पद्मपादं च हस्तामलकं च शिष्यं तं तोडगं वार्तिककारमन्यान् अस्मद्गुरून् सन्ततमानतोऽस्मि श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः समस्तजनकल्याणे निरतं करुणामयं नमामि चिन्मयं देवं सद्गुरुं ब्रह्मविद्वरम्. We'll chant together the first verse. कलाभ्यां चूडालङ्कृतशशिकलाभ्यां निजतपः फलाभ्यां भक्तेषु प्रकटितफलाभ्यां भवतु मे शिवाभ्यामस्तोक त्रिभुवनशिवाभ्यां हृदि पुनः भवाभ्यामानन्द स्फुरदनुभवाभ्यां नतिरियम्. Salutations to Bhagavan Shiva and Parvati, referred as Shivabhyam. Essentially, in the philosophical parlance, we are product of both the conscious and the unconscious. And the conscious in us, consciousness in us, is that which sustains the unconscious aspect of our personality. When I say unconscious, what I mean by that is that which is matter subject to constant change. Gurudev used to call that as unholy wedlock. A marriage between the inert and the sentient. Today morning also we saw Dva Suparna Sayuja Sakaya Samanam Vriksham Parishasvajate. Ishvaraha and Jiva both are identical. They look alike. And actually there are no two, only one. As we again saw today morning, actor and the character. Are they two things? The actor himself is the character. We are all characters. Huh? Sometimes we use it in a derogatory. He's a character. Actually, we are all characters. We, the characters, are playing many different roles. As parents, as brother or sister, neighbor, employer, employee, son, daughter, brother, all various different things. But essentially what we are, that is what we have to discover. That is the Shiva in us. Somewhere I read very beautifully said, in the word Shiva, the E is there, no? Sh plus E. The E is Shakti. If the E is not there, associated with matter, the matter becomes Shava. Is it not true? The conscious we are, when the consciousness is not there, functioning through this matter, we are then dead body. So here, Shiva-bhyam, to those Parvati and Parameshwara. Interesting thing is, in our tradition, Hindu tradition, the female aspect is always put in the front. Radha Krishna, Parvati Parameshwara, Sita Rama. Is that correct? That's so one prominence is given to. That's why we have this concept of women first long time back. Not it's a Western tradition. Parvati Parameshwara, Radha Krishna, Sita Rama. That's how we address. Radha is the manifest aspect of matter manifesting with the help of consciousness. And that's what we actually are. Presently. But what is that which is enlivening us that needs to be recognized? So here the first verse he salutes both Shiva and Shakti. Shiva Kalabhyam Chudalankruta Shashikalabhyam Nijatapah Palabhyam Bhakteshu Prakatita Palabhyam Bhavatumi Shivabhyam Astoka Bhuvana Tribhuvana Shivabhyam Hriti Punah Bhavabhyam Ananda Spuradhanubhavabhyam Natiriyam. Salutations. Now, as we concluded yesterday, Bhakti ka. What is Bhakti? What is devotion? Everybody would claim to be a devotee, but only Bhagavan can say what is or who is a devotee and what is devotion. In Bhagavad Gita also, Bhagavan clarifies that in the 12th chapter. Who is my devotee? Adveshta sarva bhutana maitra karuna evacha. He gives a whole set of things. These are all the qualities of my devotee. Similarly here Bhagavan Sankaracharya says, who is the Shiva Bhakta? Or what do we mean by Bhakti? First of all, we need to realize the word Bhakti comes from the root word bhaj, to divide. To divide. Because in division alone, the devotion manifests. Any love is due to the fact that the person or the thing that I love is different from me. Right? So I say I love my husband or I love my wife. It is different from liking. I like masala dosa. You say, right? I like masala dosa. I like coffee. And then I say I like my wife. Is it the same? Is it your liking for masala dosa is equal to your liking for your wife? She will get very upset. Correct? So liking is different from loving. And you say, I like masala dosa, I like my wife, and I like my dog. This is the same. Some people will say so. Because the first year of my marriage, my wife was waiting for me at the door. Afterwards, only dog is doing that. It is more devoted to me than anybody else. Now, when we say liking or loving, it is always about something which I am different from. So, love love begins with division. So too, devotion is also of the nature to start with is out of Veda. Veda means difference. And almost all religions begin to talk about devotion to God as if God is different from you. He is the creator and we are the created or creature. And so we must love God, we must be devoted to God. His grace is important, His love is important, His blessings are important. For us to be peaceful, happy, successful. Interesting thing is, what we can do, we should do. What we cannot do, allow Him to do. That is how a devotee should begin his devotion. जो हमको कर सकते हैं, हम कर सकते हैं, हम करना ही होगा, हमको करना ही होगा. जो हम नहीं कर सकते हैं, what we cannot do, let the Lord take over. And this is where you stop worrying. The best way to stop worrying is do what you can do, leave that rest to the Lord. But we don't have that ability to let go. When we can't do, we don't allow the Lord to do it. We sit and worry. कैसा होगा? See now, for example, some of you had your dinner already. At least you had your lunch. After having lunch, have you ever worried about whether it is getting digested or not? Do you? मैंने खाना खाया, अभी 2 घंटे के लिए मैं कुछ काम करना चाहता हूँ. What? I have to digest. You don't need to do anything. Is it not? It is taken care. And look around the world, in the whole of this cosmos, so many things are going on where you have no say in the matter. Earth is rotating in its own axis, it is going around the sun, planetary system is working on sunrise, seasons change, and you even put a seed in the ground and it becomes a tree or a plant. What are you doing about it? And your children are also growing. What are you doing? Pulling their hands on leg every day. Huh? If you really look at it, everything around us is happening. Our role is very minimal. Are you all breathing? Yes or no? Are you breathing or it is happening? Huh? If you are given that job of breathing, you would not be able to do anything else. Think how many things which we take it for granted is happening, which Bhagavan takes care. Yogakshemam Vahamyam, when he says, he really means it. I am taking care of everything that is going on. Tapam yahamaham varsham nikrhnami utsrujami cha. I am the one who is making sure that the earth is maintaining its heat and the rain comes and stops also. If it doesn't stop, it will become Florida like today. Flood. So, if you look around, everything that is going on in this world where we have no role to play, nobody has any role to play, no human being playing, he is taking care. So, from the standpoint of a devotee, true devotee, he admires the presence of the Lord in everything, including one's own body. जो कुछ हो रहा है, what is going on here, as well as microcosm and macrocosm, everywhere, it is He. Right? So, From that standpoint, devotion is recognizing His glory and accepting and surrendering to it. So what is devotion then? Devotion is the constant remembrance of the fact that Lord is and He is taking care. And we should not have any doubt about that. So here in the next verse, Sankaracharya says how this devotion slowly from the state of admiration to become longing, to have His presence in one's life, and wanting to be in the company of the Lord totally. It is one thing to admire, accept, surrender, yes, the Lord is taking care. But it another to long for that blissful company of the Lord. That is when devotion gets into a higher level. And this devotion to the Lord, it is not a dry affair, it elevating the individual's joy also. That's why it is Ananda. In every verse you will bring the Ananda part of it. If devotion is a struggle, a sacrifice, unhappy, then it is not Ananda. The whole idea here is everything that you would talk about is Lahari of Ananda. It increases the bliss in the individual. The devotion should increase joy in us, unsullied, pure, uncaused bliss. As we saw yesterday, it is our swarup. It is our own nature. Becomes to enjoy that nature. So how devotion can increase this blissful nature of ours, whereby we will be able to experience it effortlessly. So we see here verse number 61. Ankolam nija bija santatihi ayaskanto palam suchika sadvi naija vibhum latakshitiruham Sindhu Saritvallavam Prapnoti Hayata Tata Pashupadehe Padarabindadvayam Cheto Vrittirupetya Tishtati Sada Sa Bhaktirityuchyate Ankolam Nijavidatam Tadirayas Kanta Palam Kanto Palam Suchika Sadvi Naija Vibhum Radakshitiruham Sindhu Saritvallavam Prapnoti Hayata Tata Pashupatehe Padarabindadvayam Cheto Vrittirupetya Tishtati Sada Sa Bhaktirityuchyate. Sa Bhakti. Bhakti is feminine. That is called devotion. Sa Bhakti iti uchyate. What is that devotion? Pashupadehe padara vindadvayam chetaha cheto vritti upetya sada tishtati sa bhakti. Devotion is that which the mind naturally at all times able to abide at the feet of the Lord. Pashupadehe padaravinda dvayam, the feet, 2 feet of the Lord, which are called, which are like lotus. Pashupadehe pada aravinda dvayam cheto vritti upetya. Our mind, our thoughts, having reached there, sada tishtati, remaining there at the feet of the Lord. And the feet of the Lord is always referred as, the feet of the Guru also referred as lotus feet. We wonder why always lotus. You know why? Because lotus is that which grows in the water but never touched by the water. Correct? In the same way, the Lord is part of the world and not part of the world also. Guru is part of the world and not the part of the world also. He always remains detached. So, in our life, we should always get attached to the person who is detached. Then only we get detached. If you want to really detach yourself from the world, you must get attached to the person who is detached. If you get attached to another person who is attached, you have double attachment. In Tamil there is a verse, I don't know how many of you know Tamil here. Anybody knows Tamil? Only 1, 2. All Telugu. Excellent. So there is a great poet, there was a great poet known as Thiruvalluvar. And he's so precise in what he would say. 2000 years back, he had written couplets. And there he talks about how to get devoted to God, or what kind of a God we have to get devoted to. And he uses the words very carefully, rhymingly. I will just say that statement and we will be able to understand. You will not be able to understand, but anyway. Patruga patrattan patrugai appatruga patruga patruvidarku. Only one word he uses again and again. Patruga patrattan patrine appatrugai patruga patruvidarku. Patru means 2 meanings. One, to hold on. Another is attachment. So what he says there is, get attached to the one who is detached from anything so that you get detached from all attachments. The feet is also known as patru. Attachment is also known as patru. Holding is also known as patru. So that's why he uses the word. Now what it means is, why should one be devoted to the Lord? By getting devoted to the Lord or being devoted to the Lord, you get detached from all other things. Unlike here in this world, if you are in love with someone, you naturally become jealous. It's interesting, is it not, that if I am in love with a girl and you are also in love with the same person, how will I treat you? I would eliminate you. Is it not true? You are competing with me. If I am in love with one person and you are also in love with the same person, would I like it? But if I am a lover of Krishna and you are also a lover of Krishna, what is our relationship then? Do I hate you? I am jealous of you? So many people ask this question, no? Swamiji, you have had good experience with Gurudev, please tell us. Because I am devotee of Gurudev, you are also devotee of Gurudev, let us talk about him. So when it comes to devotion, there is no jealousy. There is no competition. There is no unhappiness here. In fact, on the other hand, we will get more and more attached to or trying to be in company of those people who are devoted to Gurudeva or Bhagavan. That is called devotion. So devotion increases as even you meet the people of devotion. Whereas anything else in this world, when I get attracted or attached to, and you are also, I get very unhappy. And Bhagavan is not attached to anyone. Samoham sarvabhuteshu name dveshya asti name priya. I am same in all or for all, and there is neither hatred nor any attachment to me. Samoham pashyani sarvatra samavastidam ishwaram vinashutsu avinashyantam yak pashyati sapashyati. So, if our mind can hold on to the lotus feet of the Lord, Pashupadehe Padaravindadvayam Cheto Vritti Upetya Tishtati Sada Sa Bhakti Ityuchate. The last two line part. Now, he gives examples. Make it very clear to us so that we understand what it means to be devoted to the lotus feet of the Lord. Like what? First example he gives, there was a tree, there used to be a tree, it is said, which is known as Ankola tree. This Ankola tree has got seeds coming out of the tree, and as soon as the seed comes falling onto the ground, the seed will go back to the tree. It will never stay away from the tree. As soon as it falls, immediately it will get back to the tree. Ankolam nijabida santati. Meaning it can never see itself away from the tree, even though it is born out of the tree. The moment it gets dropped, immediately it will get attached to the tree again. This is the first example he gives. So too, the mind of a devotee should remain ever connected to the Lord. It was Sri Ramakrishna Paramahamsa was asked this question by somebody. See, you are devoted to Ma Kali and you are a priest. And so you are spending your time in worship of the mother. And that is being your job or profession, whatever. So you have nothing because you are constantly in the company of the Devi. So it is easy for you to remain in memory of or in thought of Devi. But for all of us who are working in this world, how do we maintain the thought of God? So Ramakrishna Paramahamsa said, when you are with yourself or in the thought of God, remain connected as though you are holding on to her with both hands. And when you are working the world, use only one hand. The other hand should be holding on to the Bhagavan only all the time. With one hand you work, with the other hand hold on to God. When the work is over, hold the Lord back again. It is like a child which is holding on to the teddy bear. In the night, it goes to bed with the teddy bear. You try to remove it, try. Hey. Because even in the sleep, the child is holding on. Why go? Your phone. Let's not worry about the teddy bear. Is it not? Where even you don't take your spouse, you take into the restroom, in the bathroom, everywhere. Because it is iPhone. I and the phone, there's no difference at all. Abheda Baba. There's no Veda those. Nowadays, they don't, even children, they don't care about teddy bear now. It's a phone only. So, the Angola tree, the seed, even though it falls away from the tree, it goes back again. So, a devotee's mind will never remain away from the Lord. That kind of a devotion. Angolam nija means what? Angolam nija bija santati. It constantly gets back to the same tree. Okay, second example. Ayaskanto palam suchika. Ayas means iron. Iron filings. How the suchika, iron needles, how when they are in the proximity of Kantapalam means a magnet. In the earlier, when you are young, you might have played this game, right? You take a paper and put iron filings, and then below, you use the magnet. See? It will stand. And when you move, look. So we will play with that because under the paper you will move the magnet and the top of it, everything will dance. All the needles, iron needles. In the same way, just like the iron needles are constantly in touch with the magnet, and every movement of that magnet makes the movement possible here. That is to say, anything and everything that you do in this world, recognize the Lord is behind that. So, one who is able to remember that anything that I do, it is because of the Lord's presence alone I am able to do, without whom nothing can be done. Bhagavan also says, Yat karoshi, yat ashnasi, yat juhoshi, dadasi, yat tapasyasi kaunteya, tat kurushma madarna. I am the one who is making that possible. I am the closest to witness to you. Upadrashta, Anumanta cha, Bhakta, Bhokta, Bhakta. I am the Bhokta, Parameshwara. Upadrashta, Anumanta cha, not Bhakta, Bharta, not Venganka. Bharta means one who is the, in Sanskrit, a very interesting word. Bharta means one who bears. Bharya means one who is being born. Being carried on. So in Malayalam, Bharta is husband, Bharya is wife. Meaning, one who carries is husband, one who is being carried is wife. So here we are all those who are carried by the Lord. So he says, I am Bharta. I am the one who carries you all the time. And I am very close witness to you. Upadrashtanumanta cha Bharta. Bharta means, as I said, one who is, just now I said, whatever you don't do, he takes care of it. That is the Bharta. Maheshwara. In this very body, I am the Lord. Paramatma cha epidi uttaha tehesmin purusham para. So here, just like the iron filings or the needles are able to do their movement due to the movement of the magnet that is hidden, in the same way, all our action are because of the presence of the One, and therefore a devotee is constantly aware of that. Ena rupam, whatever, because of whatever is seen, whatever is heard, whatever is smelled, everything is because of the Lord's presence. So this is what is the second example. Third example, which is not actually practical in today, but anyway. Sadvi naija vipum. Like a wife is so much in constant remembrance of the husband. Sadvi, Stri, a noble lady. Naija vipum, Nija vipum, one's own husband. How she is feeling for the company of the husband, even as he has gone to work, and how she eagerly waits for him to come to serve him or to be in his company. How she is so lovingly waiting for him. So too a devotee is ever ready to be in the company of the Lord and wanting to serve him. This is the third example. Fourth example. Latakshitiruham. Like a creeper, how it is crawling or entwining itself onto the tree for its own sustenance. A creeper cannot stay on its own. It is holding on to the tree and giving beautiful decoration to the tree, alright? But its sustenance is because of it's holding on to the tree. Kshitiruham means vriksham. Lata kshitiruham. And the next example is Sindhu Saritvallavam. Like the river going towards the ocean. All the rivers, what is their final destination? Final destination is the ocean. Because from there only they came. Is it not? The ocean water heated up, evaporated, becoming a cloud, becoming clouds, and moving about due to the wind, and going to the top of the hill. And when it is condensed water, then it starts to pour down as rain. And the rain comes down and then making many streams. And the streams gather momentum to become riverlets and then rivers. And then those rivers go back where? Go back to its own cause, where they came from. They are called rivers because they cannot reverse. Right? They can go in one direction only. They go in the same direction and reach the ocean, never return again. And then again, they don't return the same way. Again they get evaporated. In the same way, a bhakta knows my very source is Bhagavan. Without whom I cannot be. Even though I feel myself independent individual here, but my life should be directed towards my final destination, the Lord. So these examples, so how many examples again? Like that of the seed of the Ankola tree, as soon as it falls down, it goes back to the tree again. Like that of these iron needles, how they, even though they dance about, they know very well it is because of the magnet that is making them able to do so. Like a noble lady waiting for the company of her husband. Like the creepers that are entwining themselves onto the tree. Like that of the rivers that are constantly running towards the ocean, the final destination, because that is the very cause of their existence. 5 different examples. Yata prapnoti. Ankolam nijabida santadi yata prapnoti. Ayaskanto phalam shuchika yata prapnoti. Sadvi naija vibhum yata prapnoti. Latakshitiruham yata prapnoti. Sindhuhu saritvalvam yata prapnoti. Tatha. In the same way, Cheto vritti rupetya Pashupatehe padaravindatvayam upetya sada tishtati sa bhaktirityuchyate. That is devotion. As I said, devotion is not merely chanting some mantras or going around a circumambulation or rolling on the ground or shaving the head or wearing rudraksha malas or wearing some religious marks, merely observing some austerities, but most of the time eating more than what you should. Many people do not, phala, bhaleya, in the name of fasting. Now they fast all right, next day double the food they eat. So all these things are though given to us as austerities or practices, but when it is lack of devotion, all these are all mechanical engagement. Do you really have love for the Lord? Do you really feel the company of the Lord? Do you really feel His constant presence, because of which we are able to be here? If one is able to maintain the continuous longing and continuous attention upon the Lord, that's why Bhagavan also said that when you are working in this world also, remember me and then do your work. Because what you remember is what you become. Even the last part of your life, what you would remember, if you remember me, Bhagavan says, then you will come to me. Even the last time, last part of your life, before you quit this body, if you can remember me, you will come to me. But interesting thing is, what we remember at the last moment of our life, we have no choice. Because if you never thought about God, will you be able to think about Him at that point? Tasmat sarveshu kaleshu mamanusmarayudhyacha. Therefore, all the time if you think, then only at the last moment you will be able to think of me. Now another thing is, what is the last moment, how will you know? It can be next moment. Can you decide that? Which is the last moment of your life? Because at that time when your body is ready to quit this world, Kanta varodana vido smaranam kudaste. In Mukundamala he is asking this question. That Kapapada pittai kanto avarodana vido smaranam kudaste. Chintayami harime vasantatam manda manda hasinananambujam. Nanda Gopadanayam Paratparam Naradadi Muni Vrindavanditam. Therefore I remember him again and again and again, because I do not know what will be the last moment, and if I have never thought about the Lord, how is that possible for me to think about Him at the last moment? So one very skeptic teacher in a classroom, he was telling that to the students. He said, many people say Mahatma Gandhi, the last minute of his life, when he was shot, what did he say? Yeah. He says that is all only made up story. He never said that. No official recording is there that he said this. It's all made up story to make people believe that. So one of the boys in the classroom got very upset. No, he said that. He said Ram at the time when he was shot. That was his last word. Because he has been thinking about Ram all the time, so at the last moment when he was shot, he did not ask who shot me. He said, Ram, I am ready to come to you. So he was very upset. He said to the teacher, no, he said no. So the teacher said, how do you know? How do you know? I don't know, I was told. The young boy was, defending. So these teachers said, no, it is all what your parents have told you to believe. Actually, he didn't say that. No, he said that. So the teacher said, I don't personally believe that he said that. And then the boy said, I will know when I meet him in the heaven. May I ask him that question? And then turned to him and said, you will never meet because you will go to hell only. I will go to heaven and find out and ask him. You cannot know about it, the truth. Why? Because you are not going there anyways. So, whether he said the last word as Ram or not, that's a different thing. But it is proven that all devotees who have been thinking about him, the Lord all the time, they alone are capable of remembering the Lord even the last moment of life. Because it is said in Gita that whatever you are thinking at the last minute, that was what you will become. If one is able to remember the Lord like this, like what? Like that of the seed which is never trying to be away from the tree. Like that of the iron needles that are constantly remembering my every ability is because of the Lord's presence. Like the noble lady who ever wants the company of her own husband. Like that of the creepers that are always in the company of the tree on which they are depending on. Like that of the river that is going towards its own origin. So too, my mind, oh Lord, may it continuously be at the lotus feet of yours, and that is what is called devotion. So, let us understand that devotion is not mere ritual. Devotion is a constant feeling for the Lord. In ardent, admiring, and further it starts as admiration, surrender, and slowly it becomes a constant longing, feeling, wanting the company of the Lord. And that very remembrance of the Lord is not a dry, mere mechanical affair. It brings about great joy in the heart of a devotee. Because remember in your own life also, what you constantly remember is something which you brings about joy to you. Anything that you love to remember, you don't put effort. And that is the reason why in many of our Hindu homes, they keep lot of different pictures of the Lord. In every room, or every prominent place in the room, house, we put the pictures of the Lord, whether Ganesha, Shiva, or Rama. But nowadays they don't do that. They put their children's picture. 1-year-old, 2-year-old, 3-year-old. Only some houses I find, they put the picture of the lion. So one house I was going for a satsang, and I closed my eyes and said, now everybody should remember the Lord. As soon as you open the eyes, you should see the Lord. Lion picture. In the main room itself. I said, why do you keep such terrible thing? Even the small children who are growing up looking at it, get terrified every day. So one must remember the Lord, and that is the reason why we put pictures of the Lord everywhere, so that we don't forget. So here, Bhagavan Sankaracharya said, this is the reason, and this is the definition of devotion. Sada tishtati cheto vrittirupet sada tishtati sa bhakti rityuchyate. Now, question is, why Shiva? Okay, I remember the Lord, but why Bhagavan Shiva? What is special about him? There are so many gods are there, and in Hinduism there is no dearth at all. Monday Shiva, Tuesday, Ganesha, and Wednesday Krishna, Thursday Guru, Friday Devi or Sri Rama, Saturday Hanuman, Sunday Chutti. Every day we have so many different gods. Why Shiva? What is special about him? See, in our life, we remember those people who did some sacrifice for us. Correct? In difficult times, those who helped us, we remember them more than anybody else. Those who have done something good to us, those who have sacrificed their comforts for the sake of us, we remember them more than anybody else. What is that Bhagavan has done, Bhagavan Shiva has done, thus he qualifies to be the best among all gods to be remembered. So here, the next two verses. Nalamba paramopakarakam idam Tvekam Pashunam Pate Pashyan Kukshigadan Chara Charaganan Bahyastitan Rakshitum Sarvamartya Palayanaushadamadi Jwalakaram Bikaram Nikshiptam Garalam Galena Gilitam Nokirnameva Tvaya Nalamba paramopakarakamidam tvekam pashunam pade Pashyan kukshigadan characharaganan Bahyastitan rakshitum Sarvamatya palayanaushadamadijwalakaram vikaram Nikshiptam kalangalena galitam Nokirnameva Tvaya. It is said during the Samudra Mathan, when the mountain Meru was being churned for the sake of gaining Amritam, the story you all probably know, both Devatas and the Rakshasas or the demons and the deities, the divine ones in the heavens, they both aspired for immortal elixir, Amritam. Obviously, Bhagavan Vishnu recognized that both of them want it and he cannot take side. Both have to be given. And if Devatas churn and they take it, then the others will be deprived and vice versa. So he said, okay, both of you participate in that. So Meru mountain was brought as the rod and the Milky Ocean is what is the base. And then the Meru mountain was to be churned. But what is that which is to be used for churning? Vasuki, a huge serpent, was used for churning. There is symbolism in the whole thing, but I will come to that later. So most of the Pauranic stories are very symbolic. They are given to us to easily understand, and then from there you jump or leap to the philosophy. It is like when the child is very young child, 2-year-old or so, or 1-year-old child, when it is sick, you don't give the medicine directly. You put it in a chocolate or something which is nice for the child to chew. Inside that you put the medicine. So when the child is taking, it will never know that it is actually taking medicine. It works. In the same way, in the earlier stages when you are teaching Bhagavad etc., you teach Bal Ramayana, Bal Bhagavatam, stories from various Puranas, etc. Slowly, as the child grows up, you will understand the symbolism of the whole thing and the philosophy. And no religion is free from this. Every religion has got a lot of symbolism incorporated in it, because a common man will understand a symbol, a story, an anecdote, an illustration easily than the abstract philosophy. But as one grows in understanding, he should leap into knowing the philosophy behind these stories. Here also. Let us first see the story. So that churning and that took place, and before that was about to start. So who is going to hold the tail of the serpent and who is going to hold the head of the serpent? So Devatas went to Vishnu and said, we will take the head, because catching a tail is and we are not so inferior to catch a tail. But Bhagavan Vishnu said, catch the tail. I am telling you, catch the tail. So very reluctantly they went and caught the tail. And the Anavas are very happy. So they are called Daityas also. Ditiputraha Daityaha. Aditiputraha Adityaha. So Daityas are the demons. They said, we are given the choice to hold the head of the snake. Very good. We are better than these fellows who are holding on to the tail. Lest they know, when they started to churn, the alahala, huge amount of venom from the Vasuki snake started to come as fume, and all the Daityas became unconscious. Because they could not stand it. And it started to spread everywhere. So even the Adityas or Devatas, they were also affected by it. Not only that, the entire world was affected by the fume of that corona. Everybody had to wear the mask and move around. Is it not true? Even human created calamity can make the entire world come to a standstill. Is it not true? Nobody was there out there. Nobody was even able to go out. Everybody is imprisoned in their own home. For whole year, everything came to a standstill. And that is the time all the animals came out. We are now, our own planet now, they all came out. So even human created calamity can make the world come to a standstill. That alahala, that huge fume, that everybody was in trouble. All the three worlds were in trouble. At that time, they were wondering, who will consume this? Who can take this Visha? Garalam it's called. How it can be eliminated and who will take it? So Bhagavan Vishnu said, as far as I am concerned, I am doing my job. Don't ask me to take that. That's not my job. Brahmaji said, I am meditating. I am actually composing more verses in the Vedas, so I am busy with it. So it is usually Bhagavan Shiva, unwanted things alone go to him. He is a Ashutosha. Oh, he will take it. No problem. So he consumed that very terrible poison, but at the same time, he did not fully digest it or take it. He held it here. So that is why I say, Nikshiptam, last line. Nikshiptam garalam galena galitam. Nikshiptam, he held it there in his throat. Garalam gale, garalam, the visham. Gale nikshiptam. Na galitam. He did not take it in. He did not consume it. Not he, that he threw it also out. Na udgirna neva tvaya. Tvaya na udgirna. You did not vomit also. You consumed, you took it, no doubt, but did not take it inside your body, nor did you throw it out. Why? That is why it is said, He Pashunam Pate Kukshigadan Chara Achara Ganan Bhayasitan Pashyan Rakshitum. Because to protect all the living beings. Where are the living beings? Inside him. This is the point. Kukshigadan. The entire universe is the body of the Lord. So if we had taken them if he has taken the Visha in him, everybody would be out. And not only those who are within him, and the Daityas, they are outside him. That's it. Bhahyastitanapi rakshitam. Chara achara ganan. All the living beings which are moving and unmoving, all living beings are inside you. Therefore, if he had taken it, everybody would have been dead. If he had vomited it, outside people who are not his devotees. All his devotees all are protected by him inside. They were inside him, he cannot destroy them. Nor those who are outside, Daityas, even them, Rakshitum, Pashyan Rakshitum, Sarva Amartya Palayana Aushadam Ati Jwalakaram. Ati Jwalakaram Garadam. It is extremely powerful. It is 1,000 times powerful than COVID-19. It is such powerful. Remember, we don't need to go too far away. Earlier times when somebody sneezes, what did you say? Bless you, God. Bless, no? What is it you say? What do you say when somebody sneezes? Not are you. What do you say? Bless you. During the COVID. You sneeze, that fellow is out. two streets away, run. God bless you, curse you. Isn't that the entire mindset of the people? Even today, if you are traveling in a flight and next to you is a can I have changed my seat now? See how our mind has become so programmed now. You cannot stand even at at workplace or anywhere somebody is having a peculiar kind of cough. You are 1,000 times or more powerful than that. And you have taken like Aushadam. This is the beautiful. Pashupade, Pashunam Pade, Kukshikadan, Characharagadan, Bhakyastitan, Rakshitum, Sarva Amartya Palayan Adichwalakaram. It is such one which can destroy everybody. Bhikaram, frightening, Nikshiptam Garalam, Aushadam Idi Pashyan. Bhagavan has taken this poison like that of a medicine. For Bhagavan, it is not more, because that very terrible poison is, for him, it is a medicine. Because a creator cannot be destroyed by creation. As we all know, if you look at it the philosophical standpoint, the effect can never destroy the cause. Effect can only merge into the cause. Right? Effect can never destroy the cause. In the same way, Bhagavan being the Srishtikarta, Srishti cannot destroy him. So even that the Karalam that comes out of Vasuki, for him, it is not a poison at all. For all others, it's a terrible poison. He cannot afford to spit or consume. So he took it as Aushadam idi pashyan tvaya galena galidam na udgirnameva idam tu ekam parama upakaram. He is the one, therefore, parama upakaram idam tu ekam. Thus, therefore, he is the most benevolent to everyone. He is the one who has helped everyone to survive. Ekam, only one. Is it not sufficient? Na alamva. Is it not sufficient to thus consider him as the most lovable Lord? So Bhagavan Sankaracharya put his face, that's my case. Why I think Bhagavan Shiva is the best among all gods? Because he had taken even the terrible poison as medicine, thereby protecting everybody in this world, all the three worlds, and he has taken it only to protect all of them. Neither he consumed it to himself, nor he vomited it. And therefore he has been given the name Nilakanta Maharaj, right? Nilakanteshwara ji ki jai. Some of the kids will ask, Swamiji, when do we actually say jai? I say, whenever I say, give a key. Shyavara Ramachandra ki. Sadgurunath Maharaj ki. Nilakanta Maheshwara ki. So whenever we look at the blue neck of the Lord, we must remember this. Now, let us look at the symbolism. Our vasanas are like the Milky Ocean. Mighty, huge ocean. Vasanas are none other than the deep impressions that are there residing in us for many lives that are there. And we don't even know how many vasanas are there in our personality. Vasanas include the Purvakritam karmas. All actions that we have done in the past many lives and the impressions that are created in our personality, they are potentially residing as our own being that are present in us and they can manifest anytime. And so that we are ourselves catch ourselves very surprised when we behave in certain ways. It's all because of the manifestation of those vasanas. Deep-rooted impressions. And the very same mind or the very same individual ego which is now presently merged and submerged in the Vasanamaya kosha is the same one which has to recognize its nature of immortality. The immortality, Amrutattvam, is not coming from outside. It is within us only. It is not that Amritam is going to be given by the Lord from external source. That's why we chant, right? Na karmana, na prajaya, danena, tyagena eke, amritatvama parena nakam nihitam guhayam. Deep within us, nihitam hidden, guhayam, in our own heart. Vibhrajate yat, which is shining forth. Yatayo vishanti. The men of great knowledge and practice, they enter. Te brahma lokeshu parahanta kale paramritat parimuchanti sarve. Dahram vipapam parameheshma bhutam yat pundarikam puramatya saggastam. Tatra vidahram gaganam vishokastasmin yadantat tadupasitavyam. So, that Amritam, the immortality is our nature, and that deathless nature of ours must be discovered, and that ego or the individuality presently caught into the mighty ocean of vasanas must be opened up. And the rod which is used, Om. Omkar. And the churning is the chanting or contemplation upon that Om. And when we thus start to churn in our own mind during our state of contemplation, when we chant Om and go deeper and deeper and understand the nature of the ego and transcending that alone, I can discover my immortal nature. First thing that will come out is all the negativities, impurities, anger, lust, passion, greed, jealousy. Those impurities are there in our personality. And over many lives we have all gathered it. Not yesterday, today. And all the animal tendencies are also there. They are the garalam. They are the poison. That will come to us. What we should do then? Tell me. What we should do when we discover that we have all these kind of such impurities, what we should do? We should neither own it nor throw it. Very often what happens is when we discover our own impurities, we make the world a victim of that. Or we feel victimized. We feel very negative about ourselves. I am such a useless one. I feel so depressed and dejected by my own mind and thinking about myself. I feel so unhappy. That's why Bhagavan said, Na Atmanam avasadayet. Even as you discover yourself that having all these impurities, never look down upon yourself. Uddare. Get up. Don't put yourself down. Because nobody is born singing. Very rarely such people are there. We are all proceeding towards the final perfection, and in the process we have to discover our own impurities, imperfections, negativities. And we should not stop that. Neither we should look down upon ourselves, get depressed about our own mind, nor we should express that and make the world around negative. So that is why some people, when they do the puja, when they come out of the puja room, they are Rudra avatar. When you are sitting for meditation, please realize that in the beginning stages, you will find your greatest enemy sitting there is your mind. It will not allow you to proceed further. So, here that is when we must invoke Bhagavan Shiva. And invoking means what? Like he who neither consumed it nor he vomited it out. Meaning, take it that the Lord, just like Lord had held it in his own throat, neither he became negative nor he had acted negatively in this world. So too, recognizing my own impurities, by invoking the Bhagavan in my heart, O Lord, you take it. Aap le lo. I know my impurities are there in my mind. Please make sure that you take it. That's why we say, Bhadram Kanne Vishruniya. Is it not that Karacharana Kritam Va, Kayajam Karmajam Va, Shravananayanajam Va, Manasam Va, Aparadam, Vihitam, Avihitam Va, Sarvam Edat, Kshamasva, Shiva Shiva Karuna Abhi, Sri Mahadeva Shambhu. These impurities are there, whether it is expressing in my speech or words or the action or in my mind as thoughts or in my activities. Oh Lord, I cannot help it, but it may sometime express, oh Lord, please forgive me for that. So asking for the Lord to take care of this, submitting to Him, is the only way where we can overcome what is terrible poison in our own self. So this is the symbolism here. So the churning is Omkara Upasana. And chanting Om and quietening the mind, one may discover these impurities. Do not regard them or give importance to them, realities to them, as even as they come into our own, personality or in our surface of our personality. Oh Lord, please take care of it. I am not going to act on it at all. Let that be offered at your feet. Burn it there. And Bhagavan Shiva is one who will take all impurities of everybody. That's why he is wearing all the snakes all over his body. What? It's all our contributions. You take this snake, you take another snake. And especially in Tulsi Ramayana, there is this place where, Bhagavan is being decorated for getting married to Parvati. All that he has got one snake here, one snake here, one snake here, one snake here. Wearing all sort of, and whatever is unwanted by the world only he gets. Burnt body, ashes of the body, lion skin, snakes on his mouth, and the poison. But at the same time, he is so peaceful. With all that. And thus, therefore, here, it is said by Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi beautifully in his verse, in his one of these verses in Saddarshan, Mrityunjayam mrityubhyashritanam aham adir mrityumupaidi purvam adasvabhavat amruteshu teshu kadam punar mrityu diyo vakashaha. Mrityunjayam mrityubhyashritanam. We all go and do the salutation to the one who is the conqueror of death. That's why Bhagavan Shiva is known as Mrityunjaya. Right? So who goes to him? Mrityunjayam mrityubhyashritanam. When you go and surrender to Bhagavan Shiva, who is the conqueror of death, what does he do to you? Aham madihi mrityumupaidi purvam. He will destroy or kill or bring death to your ahamati. Your ego, your individuality is dead first. When you thus go to Bhagavan Shiva, he will kill your ego. You be careful. Because it is said, what does Bhagavan take from you? What he does not have. What he does not have? Ego. So you go to him, you will take your ego. Everything else he has, except your ego. So, Mrityunjayam mrityubhyashritanam aham madihi mrityumupaidi purvam adasvabhavat amruteshu teshu. When this individual ego, which is constantly identifying with our body, mind, etc., which is what is actually dying, is it not? What are you afraid of? Death. Have you seen? Have you experienced it? Have you experienced death?
Yes.
Why are you afraid then? We are afraid due to lack of knowledge. What is lack of knowledge? What happens after death we don't know. So, we are afraid of two things. One, not knowing what happens after death. That is one fear we have. We do not know what will be my condition when I leave the body. This is the fear we have. Second fear is losing all those people we are aware of, we are in love with, or we are attached to. What we are attached to, we have to leave. And where we are going, we don't know. So two kind of fears are there. But once you surrender to Bhagavan, who is the conqueror of death, that ego which has these two kinds of fear is dead. The identifying individuality is dead. Then Aham adasvabhavat. When the ego is dead, the individual self which is afraid of death is no more. What you are? Amritam. Meaning deathless. Adasvabhava amruteshu teshu. Thus, those people who have discovered in the absence of ego that their nature is immortal, kadam punar mrityu diyobakashaha, and thereafter, where is the question of even the thought of death? See, we are afraid of losing what we own. When we know that we don't own anything, are you afraid of it? I often ask this question. I will come to your home and tell everybody, take everything you want. It is not yours. What is not mine? What is not mine? Can I be afraid of that? Losing it? So when you recognize that I own nothing, then now what are you afraid of? Even this physical body is not mine. When you come to realize that, katam mrityu yogakasha. This is the beauty of that philosophy. So that is why he says Bhagavan Shiva is the best one to worship, because he has done a great job of a great work of saving everybody from the terrible poison created by the Vasuki. And philosophically what it means is that when we churn our mind and get all the negativities come out, nobody will take it. Is anybody happy about you when you get angry? When you are angry and shout, will others say, very good, you are angry. How nice you are. Everybody will run away. And are you comfortable with a person who is full of jealous, or proud, or egoistic, or greedy? You feel yourself very, undisturbed by a person who talks only about himself. Or a person full of ego. Or a person of greed. A person of jealous. Nobody is happy with in the company. If it is with you, then are you happy with that? So, when we are able to recognize that our own greed, jealousy, etc., and nobody will take it, nor you are happy with it. See, why do we shout at anger when we are angry? Because we are not able to tolerate ourselves. Throw it. So when we are unhappy due to whatever be the reason, maybe jealous and greed, etc., we are not with ourselves. We are moving away from us. When we are angry, when we are upset, when we are jealous, when we are greedy, when we are lusty, we are actually away from ourselves. And that's why we are uncomfortable there. And we want to get rid of it. So, neither you can throw it on others who do not want it, nor can you be at ease with yourselves. Therefore, who will take it? Mrityunjaya Deva. That is what is symbolically is given as the poison that came out of the churning was taken by the Lord without disturbing or destroying the people who are within himself, and the others who are not believer of him, who are outside him. And he took it like a medicine, making sure that everybody is saved. Such a Bhagavan is worthy of our devotion. That's why Shiva Bhakti. Very good. Next topic is, who is Adhikari for Bhakta? Who is the Bhaktasya? Bhakteha Adhikaraha Kaha. Who is the Adhikari for Bhakti? So that we will see in the next verse, next class. Om Sarve Bhavantu Sukhinah, Sarve Santu Niramayah, Sarve Bhadrani Pashyantu, Ma Kaschid Dukkhamat Bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om.